Well, hello and welcome to Kenny Bear's Arms, everybody. Today we're taking a look at, and I apologize for this, but I absolutely love buying this crap on Amazon and testing it out and looking at it and trying it out just because, Amazon has a pretty sweet return policy. Um, if you don't like something, you can send it back. If it doesn't work for you, you can send it back. But it's also just really fun to just try out some new random crap that comes out of what I presume mostly is China, and try it out in the real world here. Today we're taking a look at my EOtech MDRX and this EOtech. Well, it's an EOtech clone, and I had to buy it because it was like 115 bucks. I was already buying some other stuff on Amazon. I was like, screw it, why not? And I absolutely thought, for at least the photos that I took of this of the rifle, and just for like aesthetics wise, I was like, man, this thing looks so good. It matches the rifle color, the FDE and stuff. It looks really good. But let's go test it out the range and see how this thing actually does. See if it can actually perform. See what there wasn't a whole lot of reviews on Amazon about it, but I was like, you know what, screw it. It's 115 bucks. I'll try it out, see what it's like. Compare it to another cheap optic, this Sig Juliet here, and so kind of see how it holds up, performs. I didn't run a whole lot of rounds through it, maybe like 100 rounds, to try, to see if this thing would hold zero or whatever. It honestly seemed like I didn't actually zero it or anything like that. But for all those rounds, it was hitting where I was shooting. So that was pretty huge. Consistently at about 100 yards, I was shooting at this range. And that was pretty dope, pretty cool. But right out of the box, my main gripe with this thing, and I was kind of stoked when I unboxed it. I was like, man, this might actually be all right, because I grabbed the magnifier first. And I was like, man, it's got some heft to it. It's got some weight to it. Maybe it actually has some good glass in it. Like, maybe they actually put some quality stuff in here. I'm not sure, but let's try it out. And then I got to this guy, and this thing weighs basically nothing. It takes a CR123 battery. Does have up, down, left, right kind of adjustments on here. No clicks or anything like that. It has a night vision mode. Doesn't do night vision mode. That just changes the reticle color from red or green. And then you got your brightness dials right here. Both optics, the dot sight and the magnifier, are quick detach, which is actually kind of neat. It has a little locking tab on here too, so it's not going to accidentally quick detach on you. Pretty cool. The color finish looks pretty good. I think it actually has some weather sealing. It has like a retention strap here for the battery cap, so you're not losing that. Nice. Cool. But let's get into the nitty gritty. After we got done with the finish, I mean, it's probably not the most durable finish on here or anything like that. It looks good. It looks like an EOtech magnifier and dot combo, holographic sight, whatever you want to call it. And it seems like it's pretty legit out of the box. That, until you mount it on the gun and you go out to the range on a nice sunny day, and you basically can't see the dot in a sunny day. Like, first of all, I don't think I'd honestly recommend this for a real firearm in general, real steel stuff. Let alone, I don't even know if I could recommend this to like airsofters that are looking to, have something or more of a budget, but still kind of like clone looking or something like that. You'd want to have more of that aesthetic drip kind of feel and look. Because if you're an airsofter and you play outside, yeah, unless it's really dim lighting and you don't have a nice weather day, you'll probably be fine. But and I tried to capture this on video and tried to like illustrate, how bad it was. Like the green version, I could barely see at all. Like it was, it was borderline unusable. The red version at the brightest maximum brightness, I could barely see it, and that's what I was using to try and make my hits with it. And hey, lo and behold, it wasn't terrible. It was usable, but there's absolutely just like this swamp fox here that I have on here. This dot gets so much brighter. It's way usable in the daylight. That's why I put this right back on here. Yes, it's a cheap dot, a cheap dot. I think it was like $120 just for this dot. Um, so more than this whole combo here, but you can buy the Sig and Sig Juliet combos for a very reasonable price. One thing I will say positive about this is this magnifier. This It's pretty damn crisp. I got a picture here of. I'll apologize because I told the guy at the range about this, and I was showing him this, and I'm like, man, I don't even think this is a 3x thing because I got this 3x magnifier. Lo and behold, this is actually. I had no idea that at the time that I bought this, I bought it like I think it was like a Black Friday sale or something like that, or the combo thing, super discounted price, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, let's get it. And I had no idea this was a 5x magnifier, so I started immediately knocking this setup because of that. Um, I tested this with another 3x that I had laying around, and they're pretty damn spot on. So this one might actually be a 3 times magnified optic, and the glass in it actually looks pretty good. It's extremely comparable image wise to this here Sig magnifier. It's pretty impressive. I almost convinced myself, and I'm not sure yet. I'm like, I kind of want to return this because this thing is absolutely unusable in anything other than daylight. And that's for my shooting. Daylight is one of my preferred ways to shoot, let alone, for other applications. It's a different story as far as reliability and all that other thing. I'm not even going to bother with that. Not being able to shoot it in daylight is a huge problem as is. But it's like, man, for $115, this magnifier with its FDE and kind of whatever, it looks pretty good. When I had this coupled with this EOtech here using this magnifier, I was getting mildly upset at both of these because I was kind of seeing like ghosting or double reticles when using the magnifier. This thing looks very crisp and clean actually by itself. The dot is very crisp and clean, but no matter what, like how I adjust the diopter, the up down on the left right on the magnifier, like looking through this, there's just so much smearing and double reticuling that it's just it looked really ugly. Um, when I used the magnifier with this Swamp Fox one, I was actually kind of shocked at how crisp and clean the reticle looked like in this Swamp Fox, more so than this Sig Juliet right here. The Sig Juliet gives me, I was getting a little bit of the ghosting, a little bit of the almost double reticle that in the Swamp Fox. But for some reason, this thing paired with the Swamp Fox was like spot on, really crisp dot. I really liked the way it looked. And I'm like, do I want to maybe just keep this $115 magnifier and keep running it on whatever platform I necessarily run it? I don't know. I still am unsure about this whole MDRX platform and whatnot. But as far as what I want to run for optics. So if you have any recommendations for that, let me know in the comments down below. But I'm actually kind of impressed with this. Like, it's robust, it's heavy. I have no idea if it's waterproof or not. I might still test that, but I don't know if that's really that big of a deal. And $115, most people that are looking at it, something like this, are either A, don't care if it's going to be durable or not, or B, people that want an EOtech are going to go get an EOtech. So I don't think really going down that road is going to be worth testing or anything like that, because we all know that this thing is going to be nowhere near the quality or robustness of EOtech stuff. Beyond that, I just, again, I can't recommend this at all. This guy I'm actually kind of interested in. Uh, the mount and stuff like that, maybe that might be a weak point. It is a quick detach mount. It comes with a 7mm riser, which is kind of cool if you need to adjust it for your dot, depending on how you got your height over, your co-witness or however your optic setup is for your dot. So that being said, I mean, obviously you already know I wouldn't recommend it realistically at all for real steel stuff. I don't even think I'd recommend it for airsoft. That's kind of beside the point. But at the end of the day, this magnifier might actually be okay for some things. So even if you just buy it just for aesthetics, fine, whatever. You won't enjoy this. You might enjoy this. So if you want to buy a cheap ass magnifier, this might actually be okay, and just throw this in the trash. I don't know, or just have it for display purposes, or a paperweight on your desk for a decoration or something like that. That's fine, because this actually might be usable. I'm probably not going to test the durability and robustness of this of this mount, but it feels pretty good. It's just got a big quick flip, but it doesn't have any wobble. I mean, gosh, I could probably put like a shit ton of rounds through this thing and maybe not, have issues, or maybe I would have issues. Hard to say, but it just quick flip aside like this, rotates back, locks in, locks really nice and stuff out of the way. You can feel if you shake it a little bit, you can kind of feel a little bit of the wiggle here, but it feels rock steady like this, even on the rifle and stuff like that. I'm pretty impressed actually with that. So maybe the magnifier is actually okay. Anyway, you guys, that's all I got for you this week. Take it easy, be well, like, comment, consider subscribing if you're new here, and I will see you in the next video. Let me know if you got any comments, suggestions, questions, what have you. Other than that, take it easy, be well, and I'll catch you in the next one.